Hi, it's Jason in Jason's Jungle. Today I'm going over my tomatoes again, so I'll show you what I'm doing. So I'm over at my bush tomatoes first. Now, bush tomatoes, as they sound, grow more like a bush. And with bush tomatoes, one thing you don't need to do is prune off these suckers. Because as these come out, as you can see here, it's getting the flowers on the suckers, flowers on the main stem, flowers down here, tomatoes down here. So I don't bother pruning them off. But what I am going to do is I'm going to go down and I'm going to prune the leaves off lower down so that they're not touching the soil. Because that's how most disease gets into these plants, is by splashback. I mean, I've got a mulch down. I'll take this one off below the line. So everything below the line is cleared. But that's still going to keep growing. As you can see, I've got a couple of more branches that can come out here. This is a short tomato. It grows to about 2.5 feet tall or so. So it's nearly, getting towards fuller height. But it's got tomatoes on already. This is first in the field. But basically I'll go through the rest of my tomatoes and I will prune them off like that on this outside bed. On this Roma tomato, you can see it's getting nice downside shoots. This is the main shoot. And this is a side shoot that's come up. Now this is outside of the string, so what I'm going to do is just open the string up and carefully push this down into the weave, and so that's going to be supported. And as they come up and they're able to go through this or the next layer, I'll just keep pushing all of them in and out of the weave. Although I said I don't actually prune off the side shoots on these plants, if I've got one like this, which is quite low down and it's heading completely wrong direction to be tied in, then I might remove it just to make it easier to tie in and to keep the airflow at the bottom as best as possible, so there's nothing there for the soil to splash onto. Now I've pruned them back and tidied them up a bit, I'm ready to start off putting the next string in. So basically you just start at one end. So that's that second line in. I've just got to do the other side now, so I'll get on with that and I'll see you later on. So that's them all tied up with the second line of string. Now I'll probably need to do I definitely need to do a third on them, and some of them will definitely need a fourth, and the San Lozano at the end might even need a fifth because they can get quite tall. But as they grow, I'll just be adding more lengths of string and supporting them as they go. We can see a hint of orange down here. That's me Ailsa Craig. I've got two on that plant, one on this plant starting to turn, and they've got quite a few fruit on, and we're up to how many trusses? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trusses on the plant. So what I need to do is I need to start, I haven't pruned back a lot of these, so I've got to go back, prune out all these suckers and tie these up. So I'll do that now. Okay, so here you got it, quite a long one coming down here, and down there you can see where it's grown off the stem. So I'm going to cut this off just before the leaf and take that out. That opens up the airflow, but it also stops it sapping energy from the main plant and the main fruit. Now what this one's also doing, if you look here, I've got the flower truss. It's then sticking a shoot coming off there, so I'm going to cut that off so that I don't end up with another plant growing at the end of my fruiting truss. So that's happened on a couple of plants, and I'm going to be doing that all the time. So let's go to another one. Let's see, where's the next ones? I've got a lot of them out, but I'll show you here. This one's quite a small one, that's easily pinched out. This one's coming in. I'm going to leave that for a little while because it's hard to get hold of and put out successfully. Another one here that's easily just to break off. And basically I'm just going to go through. This one here is going to need the cutters, so I'll go down here and just snip it off. This one here, going in a whole new plant, so snip that one off. And that's lightened it up a bit, so I'm going to go through and start pruning them all. This one here can come off. What you might want to do is when you prune towards the top and you haven't tied up yet, you might want to leave a sucker up here. Now because this is already past the top, I'm actually going to top this out, and it's at 6 trusses, so I'll top this off here and then I'll just tie it in and let that go on with the fruit. But more suckers here. I can't grab that one. Again, this plant needs to be topped off. So to cut the growing tip off up here. Remember, what I'm looking at and what the camera's looking at aren't necessarily the same thing. So we've got sucker in here, small one there but big enough to get. There we've got that sucker. And that's opening up the air and also giving us more energy going to the fruit. So I'm going to get on with the rest of them and I'll come back when I want to tie these up. Okay, so I've pruned off the suckers, most of the suckers, yeah, that I can see, and now I'm just going to start tying these up. Now I've got a few different ways of tying them up in here, so I'll go through them with you. We'll start off with this first one here. This is a tomato cage. It has 3 vertical posts and then connectors to go across them. That holds them in. And the easiest way to do this is you pull your tomato forward, pop it onto one, pop it onto another, and then that pulls it into the right position so it's going up. So it's not actually tied to the tomato. The tomato just grows into the form and kinks a bit. And as you can probably tell by the state of these, I've been using them for years, and I find they're quite good. This is how I'm growing most sweet tomatoes. I'm growing them up a string. So what I do is I take the string and I wrap it around the leaves and around the stem, so that it basically gives it a bit of support. You have to do this very carefully because you don't want to break the growing tip off the stem, and then that holds it in, and basically it's tied off down the bottom and at the top, and that just basically gives enough support to keep it going vertically. The third way I'm tying up is just to use a single cane, and then I'm using these. What these are cable ties. They're basically Velcro cable tie, and I just need to take it off the bunch. And what they have is a hole there, and basically I wrap this along the post and pull it through the hole. I do it this way so that the soft pieces there, it's coming up against the actual stem of the plant. I just need to readjust this. This one was actually a cutting that took in the ground, so might as well go on. It's got some flowers on it. Anyway, so that's the third way that I'm doing them, and they all seem to be working well. Okay, so that's the tomatoes inside. I've now got to go and do the tomatoes that are growing up strings outside. So let's go and do that. So these are my Crimson Crush. I'm growing them outdoors, onto a frame, and growing them up strings. First of all, I need to go through and take off all these suckers. Not suckers, side shoots. I'll get it right one day. So these ones are just snapping off quite nicely. But they don't snap off, I can get the pruners on them. And that opens it up a bit and puts more energy into the main stem and into these flower shoots. So I'm going to do that with them, and then I haven't got these tied up yet. As it's a string, it's just a case of taking the string and winding it around the plant. Getting it in between the leaves. Now it's easier once it's up and running, because you can do it when it's younger. The leaves are younger, this size. But for now, it takes a little while for it to get big enough for us to be able to get it up there. But now that's that done, and I will get on with the rest of the plants. One thing I'm also going to do whilst I'm here is remove the lower leaves so that they're not touching the soil. So just snip them off. And that will just keep them from getting back from the soil, and also let a bit of airflow around there. So there we go. These have been tied up and pruned and tidied up. Okay, that's it for me today. If you liked it, click like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you on my next video. Ta-ra.